Right, hello everyone, welcome back to quite a drizzly Ickleton Golf Club today. The weather's not the best, but in today's video I need answers. We're looking driving iron versus hybrid. I'm going to be playing a very good links course soon and I need to know what's going to be my backup club off the tee. Without further ado, let's get into it. Bosh. So hello everyone, welcome back. Like I said in the intro, we're doing a test between a 3 driving iron Titleist 712U, the original, which is mine, and my Ping G410 hybrid. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're doing the usuals, liking, sharing, subscribing. It is raining, it is pretty miserable today, but nevertheless we've got quad set up. A few things I'm looking out for today in today's test. I'm checking peak heights, I'm checking dispersion definitely, because I think if my driver is to go a little bit astray, this is going to be the club that I'm going to be hitting off the tee. The links course that I'm playing, 11th of October, I'm playing Royal Lytham and St Anne's, so that is super exciting. I'm probably going to take you guys along with me on the day. What should I go first? Comment below. It won't matter because I'm not going to see your comments, am I? I'm going to go hybrid first. I'm going to hit 10 shots. We're going to check dispersions. I've got an assortment of range balls here, which is unfortunate. I think if I get too inconsistent a data, we're going to go into the nets and hit some TaylorMade TP5s and get some more accurate data. But without further ado, let's go for it. Pros and cons before I even get into this test. It's hard to hit the hybrid lower, and I do like a stinger.
You naughty, naughty.
That's the scary one. Quite a big draw, hook, whatever you want to call it. It's gone quite far. The scary one with these hybrids for me, because of the way that the weights, you do tend to get that face closing, and as we know, as you guys probably know by now, that is the bad shot for me. That's the main reason why I'm hesitant to put an hybrid in the bag most of the time. Despite me setting this to a lower loft setting, which is hopefully going to open the face a tiny bit, that shot still creeps in from time to time, and it is pretty scary, I won't lie to you. So then, as a consequence, I have to start really manipulating it. I have to feel as though I'm going a bit more fadey in my feelings, and then it causes some erratic shots. That were a good one. That was probably best of the lot so far, just to the right of the line. What's some numbers on that one? 222 carry. One advantage that the hybrid has got over the driving iron is forgiveness, so you can be more off-centered with your strike with the hybrid and get away with it a bit more. And when I say get away with it, I mean keep distances up there. So that was probably a little bit lower strike-wise, and it seems to have done okay. For the last couple, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and hit that lower one, the linksy type tee shot that I'm going to be trying to hit at Lytham. So you can do it, you can hit the stinger with an hybrid. And that was just like a stock one to finish. Teeny tiny pull if anything. Pretty good though. One of my furthest. Cool. 3 iron now. Titleist 712U. I got this when it first came out. It is quite old. It's got an S300 steel shaft in it. Quite unusual nowadays to see a steel shaft in a driving iron. So straight away you see a lower, more penetrative flight. It's a little bit pulled. That was a slightly higher flight. That was quite an unusual one. Capability I've got with this 3 iron as well is to bend the loft to manipulate it. If I ever get it on a loft and line machine, I can bend it down to a 2 iron, and that's pretty cool sometimes. I love this club, you know. I know I've only hit a couple of shots, but I think my mind starts to be made up pretty quick. That were interesting. That were a little bit of a toe strike that time, and it still seems to have gone, not lost too much distance either. I think total distance is probably a little bit down on the hybrid. Be interesting to see what it comes out as at the end. A little bit right that time. Height is definitely higher than what I remember this being, probably due to the fact that most of the time I tend to hit this middle to back of stance and really try and squeeze it and hit that like stinger type shot. Oh, it's mint this. I think my mind's made up before we even see data. I'm going to hit a stinger now. Bit of a fadey one that time. Right, I think that's enough shots. Let's go back into the bay now and let's have a look at that data. Let's see if this is going to be my Royal Lytham club. Right, let's have a look at that data, and I won't lie to you, I'm starting to get a bit shaky.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know? I mean, I'm a little bit weak.
So let's have a look at the iron first, my driving iron. So average carry 205, kind of where I want to see it. Average spins 4,300, average offlineness 11 yard right. I'll show you the dispersion circles later. Looking at my peak height, the average is 27 yard in the air, although when you look at when I messed around with a few of them stingers near the end, got it down to 12, got it down to 17. I like that playability with my driving iron. That's one of the main reasons why I had it in the bag for so long, to be fair. The launch angle on average 10 degrees, ball speed 139 mile an hour. If we now look at the hybrid, which I thought, genuinely, from hitting those batch of shots, that it didn't perform as good. We saw 5 mile an hour quicker ball speeds. They're very similarly lofted. I think they're both about 20 degrees. Launching a little bit higher as you would expect it to, 11.7 degrees. Spin rate 3,900, so lower spin rates than what we saw with the driving iron. Peak height on average 32, which again you would expect. When I tried it in a couple of stingers, more so shot number 9, as you can see, I got my peak height down to 20, which isn't as low as what I got it down to with my driving iron. Again, as you'd expect. Comment below. How many times do I say as you'd expect in this video? Distance wise, interesting. 222 yards, it's 17 yards further than my driving iron. Highs of 230, lows of 208. That 208 was probably a mistrike. With the iron, we saw highs of 219 and a low of 189, so there's quite a big front and back dispersion there. On average 1.6 yard right. Obviously there were misses in both directions, which will lead me to put on the screen for you now the dispersion circles. So firstly, let's have a look at the iron. Obviously no disastrous ones, couple of pulls, couple of pushes. That's as I'm trying to control my face. But then I'll immediately put on after the hybrid, and you can see distance is a big increase. Dispersion circles probably, if anything, a little bit tighter, not as crazy. Now off that info, I'm guessing 99% of you would probably go for the hybrid in that situation. I'm gonna go for my driving iron when I play at Royal Lytham. I'm probably gonna start using it like as of now as well. I've got about 10 days before I head up to Lytham. Reason being, right, I can manipulate that more. I can hit it lower, I can still hit it high when I want to. Obviously looking back at those numbers earlier, I can get my peak height up to 34 with the iron. The highest one that I had with the hybrid was 37, so there's not much in it that way, but there's definitely more manoeuvrability when you come down that scale. Distance I'm not too bothered by, purely due to the fact that I know there's gonna be a lot of run out. Because it's a dry links course, all I basically want to do is keep it relatively low. I was going to say head height then, but obviously I want it a bit higher than that. I want to keep it low, I want to get it running on the fairways, and then from there it's going to absolutely go miles. I think because of the height that you get with the hybrid, you're probably not going to get as much run out as what you do with the driving iron. So yeah, slightly more dispersed, definitely shorter, and that's what I think I'm going to go for. If I am mental, please leave me a comment in the section below. Just put, Jack, you are mental.
I'm at it on my own, having a mental time. Can I have a beer?
And yeah, that is pretty much it from me today. So this test that I've set up to determine which is going to be my hybrid long iron off the tee in a couple of weeks. The hybrid wins, but the long iron's going in the bag. As ever, thanks ever so much for watching. Stay tuned for loads more content coming soon. If you've enjoyed this one, make sure you're doing the usuals, like, share, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Laters. Bye.